Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga with Adriene. I'm Adriene and this of course is Sweet Benji, and welcome to the new digs. Today we have yoga for calves for you. This is a full practice, so hop into something comfy and let's get started. Okie doke, let's begin today in extended child's pose. So come on down to the ground. We'll come through all fours, bring the knees wide. Just in your own time, get settled in here as you send the hips back and the arms forward. And of course, if this is not a good starting position for you, listen to your body, find what feels good. Maybe you begin in a nice cross-legged seat. And right away, let's start to just drop into this moment by noticing the breath. You know the drill. Take a second to lovingly just notice where your energy's at. And just a reminder, one of the things I love about this type of home practice or daily practice, wherever you're practicing from, is it's all connected. So while we'll focus on the calves today, this is an opportunity for you to check in with your energy, check in with the status of your mental health, your emotional being, all that jazz. Start to deepen the breath as you're ready. And I'll just take a couple breaths here with you, quieting my voice so we can check in with how we're feeling. Nice. And then press into your foundation, that which is touching the earth. And let's come forward slowly, mindfully, lovingly into a tabletop position. If you started in a cross-legged seat, come meet me here. I want to thank Benji for joining us today. Little sweetheart. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So we're going to ease in today, but I am going to invite you to bring a little energy, bring a little love and intention into the movement so you can get the most out of this session. Drop the belly, open the chest, inhale, lift the chin slightly. Then exhale, round through the spine, gripping, pressing down through the fingertips. Navel draws up into a cat stretch. Keep it going, nice and slow, moving with your breath. Inhale, drop the belly. And then exhale, round through the spine, gather up your abs. It's a funny sentence, but truly, lift up. And then one more time. And then slowly bring the spine back to neutral. We're gonna walk the hands just a couple inches forward. And then inhale, breathe into your belly here. Exhale, draw the navel and the abs all the way up. And we're gonna curl the right toes under, just the right toes, and extend that right leg out. Now we're gonna create a little sawing effect, forward and back. Obviously starting to get into the calf muscle, but also the foot, the ankle, and just notice if you're starting to roll that right foot in or maybe out, and see if you can find an evenness through the toesies. Careful not to lock out your elbows here. Careful not to disregard your beautiful neck. So if it's hanging here, see if you can find extension through the crown of the head. Always looking to find that integrity in the spine in the yoga practice, whatever that means to you. And it'll continue to develop and evolve and change, and that's why I love yoga. All right, bring that right knee back in. Now you're gonna curl both toes and just take a second to get off the wrists, particularly if you're not used to spending a lot of time on your hands. Stick with it though. And then we'll come back and repeat on the other side. Walk the hands out a bit. Press into the top of the right foot. Keep the left toes curled under. And find this gentle movement here. Another thing you might notice here is if all of your weight is starting to fall to the right side of your mat, start to activate through your center, your core muscles, and all the muscles in the back body and around the spinal cord to find that middle ground here. AKA really press into your left palm. All right, now bring that left knee in. Take a second. You're not going to curl the toes this time. Just take a second to send the hips back, reach the fingertips forward, tent the palms, which means you put an imaginary tent pole in the center of the palm and you press into the fingertips, reach the wrists forward, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then we're picking up the energy here a little bit. We're going to come back to all fours, curl the right toes under, and then send them all the way out. And you're going to draw a little semicircle. So the right toes go all the way to spill off the left side of the mat. You can turn your gaze to look at your right heel. And then breathe deep here. Press away from your yoga mat. Feel that stretch from the right ear all the way to the right shoulder, right hip, and the outer edge of the right ankle. Then listen carefully. We're gonna lift that right heel and slowly drag it all the way back to the center line. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, knee to nose. Gather up the abs. Inhale, look forward, soft bend in the elbows. Exhale with control, knee to nose. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, abs draw up, press into your left foot for stability. Press, 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 and then release. Second side, curl the left toes, send them out. Then draw a circle, semicircle, around to spill off the right edge. You can take your gaze to look at your left foot here. Breathe, press away from the yoga mat. Feel that big stretch. And then slow and with control, stay connected to your core here as you lift the left heel, draw it back slowly to center, level the hips best you can, hug those low ribs up and in just a bit to get a little more core stability. Then we'll inhale, look forward, exhale, rounding the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, look forward, slow and steady here. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, look forward. Last time. Pressing into both palms evenly. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Stay here for a breath. Squeeze and lift. Press into your right foot. And then release. Awesome. Send the hips back. Walk the fingertips forward. This time we're going to bring the palms together. And bring the palms up and behind the back of the head or the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the hands back. And guess what? It's plank pose time. Soften through the elbows. Send the left leg out. Send the right leg out. You got this. We got this. You can always lower your knees at any time, but since we are focusing on the calves today, I encourage you to give it the old college try. Reach those heels back. Maybe even a good adjustment could just be doing one at a time until you lift, one at a time, meaning one knee at a time, until you're ready to lift both. And then it's a hold, but it's never really a hold in yoga because you're always moving with the cycle of the breath. So just make sure you're breathing, neck is nice and long. Maybe lifting the hips just an inch up if they're sinking low here. Feeling the muscles of the lower abdominal wall turn on. You're here for 3. Reach the heels back for 2 and 1. Awesome. Lower the knees. If you need to take a little break on the wrists, you have lots of options here now. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. Take your time. Hips reach up high. Palms press firmly into the ground. And let's, of course, bring the awareness here today, especially to the lower body. So start to slowly pedal the knees. Bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. And continuing that nice and slow. And then same thing as we did before. Just notice if you're starting to kind of turn out in the feet or inward, prone in. See if you can move evenly through the toes. Building strength and stamina here in the upper body as you work the lower body. Lovely. Now drop both heels. You got this. Inhale, press firmly into the hands as you lift the right leg up high. Point the toes, flex the toes. Twice more, point the toes, flex the toes. There goes my ankle. And point the toes, flex the toes. Drop the left heel a little more. Nice. And then slowly bring that right foot all the way up. If it doesn't make it to the top, you can always guide it there with your hands. All right, and then from here, a crescent lunge. Keep the back knee on the ground. We're gonna sweep the right fingertip. We're gonna sweep both fingertips, forward, up, and back, pressing into all four corners of the right foot. Back toes are curled under for today. Breathing deep. Inhale in. Exhale, rain it down. Go ahead and wiggle the fingertips. Then tent the palms, and we're gonna send the right hip crease back, straightening through the right knee. Flex your right toes towards your face. Breathing deep here, really pulling that right hip crease back and keeping a soft bend in the right knee. Then listen carefully. From here, we're gonna kind of we are going to tick-tock this right foot. So you're gonna slowly, with care, open the toes to the right. And then slowly with care, turn them inward. Again, to the right. And in. And one last time to the right. And in. Roll through the front foot, come forward. One more time, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach for the sky, big breath in. Your exhale takes you down. Plant the palm, step it back to plank pose, so left knee lifts. And we're in our second hold, moving with the breath. Breathe. Reach the heels back. Lift the hips up an inch. Lengthen through the neck. Inhale in again. Exhale, hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath here. Lots of weight in the heels. It's okay, they don't have to come close to touching the earth. I'm sorry that everyone got so caught up in that, but that's no problem. It's not even a real goal of mine for my heels to touch the earth anymore. So when you're ready, press into both palms evenly. Inhale, lift the left leg up high. Find that equanimity, find that balance, hug muscle to bone, find the midline, and we're gonna point the left toes and flex. Point and flex, really dropping down through that right heel. One more time, point and flex, yes. And then slowly bring it all the way up and through. Right knee comes to the earth. Keep the back toes curled under for this one. And when you're ready, we'll sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Big breath in, lift your chest. Maybe your gaze goes up, squeeze the inner thighs to the center line for stability if you're feeling off balance. And then wiggle the fingertips. Let's rain it down. Fingertips come to the mat. We pull the left hip crease back. Benji takes a little scratch. Maybe you do too. And then here we go. And I don't want to take too much time talking about it, but this is a pose where I very much notice I'm always kind of turned out. So just letting your toes really give you some information, some feedback. And then of course we'll play with that by tick-tocking the foot, and you can really feel the sensation, of course, of coming out and coming in, and this will be different for everyone. The self-study of yoga. Ooh. If you're not already taking the left toes out and dialing them in 3 times. Really slow, please. Nice and mindful. Woo! That was a lot for me on the left side. Roll through that left foot. One more crescent lunge with the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big breath. Exhale, rain it down. Plant the palms, step the left toes back. Your last plank hold. We got this, breathing deep. Finding maybe perhaps an opportunity here to soften the skin of the face, to tap into a focus that you maybe haven't really tapped into today as of yet. Drawing your attention inward. Feeling that shake, that breath. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Take a nice cleansing breath or big breath that serves you here. And then an Adriene favorite, a Yoga with Adriene favorite, instead of hopping or just stepping up, we're gonna crisscross step. I love this for waking up the fascia of the foot, the ankle, all the way up to the calf, of course, and the back of the knee. So you're gonna slowly crisscross step one leg over the other till you hit the top of your mat. And let's go feet hip width apart here. And you're gonna stay in the forward fold, so start to relax your head, your neck. I love a forward fold. It's a great opportunity to let go of anything you've been hanging on to that just may not be providing anything of good use. Yes. And slowly left fingertips are going to come to the center of the mat. Nice and slow, you're going to bring the right fingertips all the way across the chest, straightening through the right leg as you reach the right arm up. Left knee bends slowly. And then you're going to switch, and you're going to use your low abs to support this. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Woo! And then release it, and we'll take it to the other side. Right fingertips replace the left. Start with the left leg straight, right knee bent as you reach the left fingertips up. This should be the one you have potentially more movement in, flexibility in. And then you got to gather those low abs, let me tell you, to make this switch. So left knee bends slightly, doesn't have to be a big move. Right leg straighten. And then we release. Release everything, come back into the forward fold. Take a deep breath here, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Plant the palms, step one foot back, then the other. Send the hips up high and back, downward facing dog. All right, press into the palms from here. We're gonna soften the knees. We're gonna go into a little bit of a wild thing pose. So if you need to peek at me, this is your first time doing a wild thing, please do. We're gonna start with the softness in the knees. Feet and ankles and calves are all prepped here. We're going to slowly dial the toes, all of them, towards the left, heels to the right. And then we're going to lift this left arm up, step the left foot back, and come into a little back bend here as you straighten the right leg. And you can reach the arm all the way up towards the sky, or maybe all the way up overhead, lifting the hips. Breathing deep here. Inhale in for wild thing. Exhale, use those low abs to help draw you back to center. Take a break in between if you need to, child's pose or downward facing dog. But as soon as you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. Dialing the toes to the right, heels to the left. And then we slowly lift the right arm up. Right foot steps back. I'm gonna step differently since I'm trying to stay on my mat here, but you will spill off your mat. For the shape, inhale, lifting the chest, opening through the front body. Wherever you are, take one last deep, full breath in. Exhale, connect to center to come back. Yes, downward facing dog. Nice work. Way to try something new. Inhale in here. Exhale to lower the knees to the mat. Cross the ankles behind you or swing the legs to one side, any side, and come through for our final pose, which is Paschimottanasana, a seated forward fold. If this is not your jam, option 2 could be to lay on your back and do this here. But I'm gonna stay seated. So maybe you move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside. You can work with heels hip width apart or together. We'll just take a deep breath to reach fingertips to the sky. Exhale, think up and over with those low abs. They draw up as you come all the way into the fold. Slight or generous bend in the knees. And same thing here, just notice toes are coming in or headed out. See if we can use the toes to give us feedback of what's happening all through the legs. And then I'll quiet down for a second and allow you to breathe. And just take a moment of quiet for yourself here in this stretch. And then slowly release the stretch, roll the spine up, and we'll cross the ankles and come to a comfortable seat, which maybe some of you started in. And as you come into your comfortable seat, you can close the eyes. Maybe you bring the palms together at the heart space. And we just notice how you feel from the crown of the head all the way to the soles of the feet. Way to take some time to check in with your bod, but also your whole being. I love sharing practice with you. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you again soon. Let's inhale, bring the thumbs up to the forehead here, the third eye space. Take a final deep collective breath in together. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Option to bow to close out the sesh. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.